Black metal, war metal, grindcore, death metal, brutal death metal. That's what I got here for you in this big fat box of shit. Now, this is going to take me a little bit of time because I kind of want to go through what is in these albums, what is special about them, and when I went to the record store to hunt them down, why did I spend $291? You know, that's a good chunk of money, especially when it comes to record collecting. These were all brand new, so no scratches, no scuffs. But yeah, let's just get right into it. First off, we have Beherit. Now, this is one of the two black metal releases. The Oath of the Black Blood comes with a ginormous poster of this artwork, which is cool, but my wall space is already slammed as it is, so I will not be hanging it. Just a standard black record. I would definitely consider this some essential black metal. Now, I've gotten more into the genre within this past year, basically. Pretty much a noob. Didn't really know a whole lot outside of the first and second wave bands, but when it comes to the second wave, you can even classify this as a war metal release. Definitely a great listen. Very raw, very raunchy audio quality, but super good. I definitely think you guys need to check out Beherit if you don't know it somehow. Next, this one's gross. This is some brutal death metal. Deaden. Hymns of the Sick. Yeah, definitely a sickening artwork. And I will show you the record, which is probably the ugliest record variant I have ever seen. I would definitely say this is high up there on the list for being not attractive. And yeah, it's strange. I can't say yet if I like it or not, you know, just based on the looks. I haven't played any of these yet. I definitely will get to one of them pretty soon. But yeah, I bought it because I love the album. I was hoping it would be black, but it wasn't. And I was like, all right, you know, hey, for $25, I'm not exactly complaining. I am, but it probably sounds great. Limited to 100 copies. I think you could still find it on Corpse Gristle's website at the moment. Yeah, they're definitely a place where a lot of my money ends up. You know, that's just how it is with old school death metal. Like Immolation, Dawn of Possession. I finally got the record because, you know, I got the flag on the wall. I've had the flag on the wall for quite some time, and now I've got the record, which that was just a matter of time of finding it. Now there are multiple variants of this one, and I've read, you know, I've never had it on hand, but I've read that the purple reissue was not very good, and this is the newest pressing on the red and black, which I'm surprised it took them like 30 years to do it on this color scheme. You know, I thought they would have got to that sooner. But this is an album that is a 1991 death metal, like, king. I still remember the day I found it with Into Everlasting Fire, and I was already like, okay, I need to jam this whole album. And I got into them, which doesn't happen very often, but I got into the band with their debut material, and it's just, it's so good. I don't think this has aged a day. So, yeah, Immolation, you know, good, bad, they're pretty much good all across the board. They have a few releases that are all right, but that one's definitely a stellar record. Now, some war metal I got for you. The only one that's true war metal in the listing, or in the lot, is Bestial Warlust, Blood and Valor. And I know this is black and white, but the amount of detail going on here is insane. I mean, it makes me think of some Warhammer, you know, bolt thrower type of artwork, but you see this guy catching a sword into the face. It's a gold record. The poster is this, but just large. Again, I would love to hang this one up because it's beautiful, and this is great. I mean, Bestial Warlust is a band that they didn't have that many releases, but the two albums that they put out in 1994 and 1995 are just like landmarks of the genre. You know, war metal at the time was still Now, I don't know if that was exactly what it was called back then, because it's blackened death metal. It's kind of both. It has grindcore elements to it. So what I constitute as war metal is a combination of the three. Otherwise known as bestial black metal. That's just mouthy as fuck. Takes too long to say it. War metal. It's usually the theme of the music as well. And the last black metal album in the collection here, Mystifier, Goita. This one I love. This is the only true black metal band. The blackest of black metal bands. Definitely a great album. This one is essential. And this is on orange vinyl, which doesn't really make sense considering the artwork coloring, but doesn't matter. A lot of people say it sounds amazing, and this was the priciest at the record store. If I remember, this one was $35, still brand new. Worth it. Absolutely worth it. I've been listening to this one for years, and actually, it may have been one of the very first that I listened to getting into the genre. Of course, with, you know, Mayhem, Dark Throne, I'm sure a lot of you guys, and one girl, because there's got to be at least one, right? Started with this era, you know, the mid to early 90s black metal, and then even pushing past 96, 97. At the moment, I'm really into Deteriorate, Tyrant, Crucifier, and I'm blank. Oh, Satanic Warmaster, also very good. New Age stuff. So, black metal. We got that covered. And next, you know, keeping with the title theme, Imprecation, Theurgia Goita Summa. This artwork is sweet. You know, yes, it's very satanic, but whatever, man. I don't care. It's so colorful. You have the Last Supper here with Baphomet featured in the center, and all these different symbols, of which I'm familiar with some of them, like the pentagram and, you know, whatnot. But very interesting. The artwork is huge for this. It comes in a big poster that I'd have to be like way back here to show you the whole thing. And for time's sake, I'm not trying to make this a 30-minute video to show 10 records, though I definitely could be like that. I'm hoping you can actually sit through and get to see everything. And maybe there will be something here that you've never seen before. This is a compilation of Wes Weaver's, I believe, first death metal band. Someone can correct me if that's not true. But Wes Weaver, rest in peace. He was in Blaspherian, Infernal Dominion, and Imprecation. These are the early days. These are the demos and the splits put into one comp, and it's incredible. Really good stuff. I definitely like the production value. It's super raw across the whole thing. It's got a very consistent sound. Best track? I mean, I don't know, man. Thank you for asking. Emperor of the Infernal Spirits is an excellent opener, really. I think if you start with that and you dig it, then this whole thing will be very thrilling for you. But, you know, I've known that one for a few years. Finally got my hands on it. Very grateful for that. Now, war metal. We have the newest and possibly last release from Titan Blood. I forget the name. From the Visceral Abyss, of course, right? This one is a very stellar record, and actually, the last song is 14 minutes, and I think it's my favorite part. Along with the artwork and the book. This was $25. I don't... The value in this one is incredible. Really great pressing, and it's only on CD and vinyl. I don't know if they're going to do a cassette release at some point, but the art book that they include is just like incredible. I feel like there's really a big story going on here with this album, and it's kind of meant to be listened to while you're reading through this. Granted, you know, a lot of people will not do that. I'm almost curious enough to do it eventually. Makes me think of Bloodborne. I get some very Bloodborne kind of vibes from this, which is always a good thing in metal. I can never complain about that. But yeah, 2025 war metal release. This is probably the newest out of our bunch here, but can't recommend it enough. The only other album I have by them is Death, and that's a long record, bro. Some of those songs are 16 minutes. Like Cadaver Synod, that's like a 12-minute track. Very brutal, fucking gnarly album. I think the shortest song is still 5 minutes, so, you know, it's kind of meant to be one full go. I think that's the whole band's premise for Spanish war metal. Can't go wrong with Titan Blood. Now, the one other, I almost said just one, but the one other brutal death metal release is my 8th, call it an addiction, I guess, 8th Dying Fetus record, The Infatuation with Malevolence. This is a new pressing of their second EP demo, if you will, but it had a very strange artwork that was kind of this sand color with black streaks going through it. They didn't have like a real art, you know, picked out at the time. And this that they put on the cover for the record here was their very first t-shirt design for the song And the Weak Shall Be Crushed. How do I know that? I read the insert. I'm not an encyclopedia. I know a lot of shit, but sometimes you gotta look a little further to make sure you got it to a T. So yeah, Jason, the bass player of the time, he wrote a lot, he had a lot to say basically about this era of the band. This is when they were coming together, and things were really shaping up for the old Fetus. So very good stuff. Bathe in Entrails was when Gallagher was on drums. This is when he just went to guitars and vocals only, and it's really amazing. Yeah, you know, Eviscerated Offspring and Your Blood Is My Wine, probably my two favorite songs. I've listened to those a lot individually, you know, not even playing through the whole EP. That's just incredible. And if you're still here, by the way, drop a comment. What would you like to talk about on the channel? What are some albums you've been listening to that you think deserve more appreciation? I wanted to show you the record because it's weird. We have all the songs on one side and a completely say hi. There's a completely blank record on the other side. I've never seen this before. It's like a mirror, you know? Could have put a Dying Fetus logo on there. Could have done, I don't know, something. Or maybe, in my opinion, what's best, cut it at 45 RPM and split it 3 songs and 2 songs, you know? But whatever, you know? Hey, it's only 19 minutes. It's pretty short anyways. So just thought that was an interesting decision on their part. We're down to the last 2 here. And I have another one that, oh, okay, we'll save that for the end. The Grindcore release, the one Grindcore release, Blood, Christbait. This is the first German Grindcore release that I'm aware of as far as a full length. Demos, there may be other bands that were first, but, well, that's not true actually. They have albums that are before this, but, okay. The first German Grindcore release, that's a 10 out of 10. That I will stick with, okay? Christbait is excellent. This is an album that definitely doesn't get mentioned a whole lot, and I think it's really due to scarcity in physical formats throughout the years, which this is a new pressing. It finally is back on vinyl. I think the last time it was pressed was like 2015, so kind of a while ago. Not easy to find anymore, but doesn't get mentioned a lot, but it's really good. I think Blood is a super consistent band, and honestly, all their releases are pretty good. Inferno, the 2017 Return album, is tied with this one for me. So yeah, Blood, old or new, it's all good. Lastly, we have an album that is, oh, nice, low battery, that's cool. That is right there. We have an album that I've listened to for ever, years, honestly. And finally I got it on black vinyl. Gateways to Annihilation. The Steve Tucker era, dude. Chef's kiss. It's so good. His vocals are equal to, if not better, than David Vincent. I gotta say it. And the songs here. The songs, Ageless Still I Am, Summoning Redemption, Opening of the Gates, To the Victor, The Spoils, I, God of the Forsaken. I swear I'm not reading it. I'm just going off memory. All these songs are good, man. All of them. I mean, the intro to the record, the first 3 tracks are fucking perfect. And this is how you do more doomy style death metal. It's a departure from formulas with, Pete going absolute, mind-numbingly fast, but it's still an album that carries the Morbid Angel name and I think is one of their very best. Also, Dan Seagrave artwork for the win. Definitely looks like Souls to Deny. I think he kept this kind of style for that Suffocation record. But that's 10 albums for you. I think all of them are excellent. And yeah, you really can't go wrong with anything in my lot. Of course, I'm going to say that because I spent the fucking money for it. But if I had to pick a favorite, I don't know. Album I've listened to the most, I would say, is probably Gateways to Annihilation and Goita by Mystifier. I've played those 2 records a ton. But one I didn't expect to find was Deaden, Times of the Sick. That was pretty cool. Some Mortal Decay style brutal death metal. It's good by me. So, yeah. Stay tuned for more. I'll have individual videos on everything shown here. More collection updates when I splurge more money. And yeah, stay metal. Don't break the bank too hard, right?